Most smart building systems stop at data, don't actually do anything. They just monitor. They might give you some dashboards, and some of them allow you to interact with AI, but they're still just giving you information about what has happened. They're falling short of actually actioning anything or doing anything. I think Malcolm from CDU summed this up nicely in an event we ran a few years ago, where he said the smart building solution has to be smart for the end user, not the facility manager. So to make something actually smart, we have to lean into automation. So the space should be set up based on what's happening in real time, and any predictions can set the space up automatically. There's some simple things we can do, such as integration with timetabling systems or scheduling systems or any record of truth that tells us what's meant to be happening. But more importantly, we want to know what's actually happening so we can validate that and trigger the appropriate response. So a really simple example that we have done many times now is real-time occupancy tracking that triggers HVAC control for dynamic control of the environmentals to save on energy and to improve comfort at the same time. So our competitors might just tell you how many people were in that space and how much energy was used. But we link those two things together and have a direct automation, a direct action, so the end user doesn't have to do anything. And the facility manager doesn't have to look at a dashboard because it just has closed that loop and provided automation and true intelligence to that building. And that's just with logic. We're just getting started with logic-based programming. As we add AI, more computer vision, more context to this, it can get to a more desirable outcome when it comes to what's happening in that space. Do plates need cleaning because catering was delivered? Are people cold because they're all wearing jackets and it should be a warmer environment? There's so many things we could do once we start understanding that the most important thing is integrating everything, and AI can take this declarative approach to automate the space around you without anyone having to hard program that. It can do more than we expect. Let's look at a few more examples. Ghost meetings is a problem. There's lots of ways to solve that, but real-time location services can validate that automatically. So we can have scheduling data telling us who's meant to be in the space, then location data telling us who's actually in the space, and close that gap, check the people in automatically or release the room if they're not there. We can take that further. What is the comfort level required for that group of people? Is it a small group of people, so we don't need to make any changes? Is it a large group of people in a small room, so we need to pump up the air conditioning? What is the audio-visual requirements? Do we know this from another record of truth? In a university example, we tie into the university timetable system, and that can actually trigger the audio-visual. So a class profile can have an audio-visual profile and trigger that as soon as the class starts. So the lecturer doesn't have to use a touch panel to try to work out how to get their laptop to show the PowerPoint presentation or how to turn the laptop off because they want to use the chalkboard in a maths lecture. So all of this context can be really simple and trigger logic-based automation. And we can take this further in almost every category, including categories we're not thinking about currently, or disrupt the category altogether. For the desk experience for employees, we can track people going to their desks automatically. We can have the desk powered down by default and only turn on the power when someone's there to save on energy, and also as a way to incentivize people checking into the desk. There's workflows we can apply to parking, such as, is the person in the right allocated parking spot? We can look at the license plate or even object recognition of the car type. Does this car need a larger parking spot because it's a big pickup truck? There's all of these workflows that come back to the context, which is the data we're getting from our integrations, and the possible actions, which is the functions of APIs of third-party products that we can trigger, such as access control for parking, such as the desk check-in experience, such as the meeting room experience. It's all about understanding what can we integrate with for the context and the actions.